What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you're a subscriber, welcome back once again. For those of you that are new, this channel is a YouTube side project where I am documenting my love for backgammon boards. I love to play the game, but I love collecting the boards almost as much. And I have an ever-growing collection of small, medium, tournament, large size boards that I am wanting to share my thoughts and opinions on to hopefully help people like you pick a board, either their first or their 10th, and get an insight into what the boards are like to play on, the materials, and the experience. I'm someone who loves to watch review videos, and so when I go to buy a board, I try and find everything I can, and there's not a ton of content out there on backgammon boards, even though there are many different manufacturers. So hopefully this video is helpful to you. The board we're doing today, is a Crisloid Brooklyn Silver. This is one of their tournament models. It's an off-the-shelf model that you can pick up. Usually they have it in stock. It's not a custom board. It's my first Crisloid. I've absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on it. So before I dive into that, if you haven't already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I have more backgammon board reviews coming in the pipeline. Hopefully you've seen some of the ones that I've already done. Up next, I've got a Silverman & Co. I have a new Artgammon board, and I'm considering a few more purchases. So there'll be plenty of content in the coming weeks and months. But enough about that, let's dive into talking about this board. Crisloid is a well-known name in the backgammon world. I'm sure you've heard of them if you spent any time in this hobby. Maybe you don't know anything about backgammon boards yet, but Crisloid is very well respected. They're located here in the USA in Rhode Island, I believe, and they've been making boards for a long time. They're all handmade in their facility, and the unique thing about Crisloid boards is the play surface. It's a cork play surface. While most of the backgammon boards that you'll see people play with are a felt or a microfiber, some sort of cloth, synthetic material, they use cork, and it's a very unique play experience and one that I actually really like. Now, the ordering process is very easy. Crisloid is a smaller company. I think they're very easy to interact with. Their customer service is fantastic. Small in the sense that it feels like you get to talk to a person and you're not just passed off to some outsourced customer service line. So when I reached out with questions about the board, they were always quick to email me back. And this board in particular is one that they had in stock. I'd seen a video on it online, and a question that I had was the checkers on the listing. The colors didn't quite match up with what I'd seen on the YouTube video. They quickly corrected that. They told me the listing photo was wrong. They, again, really great to talk to and work with. Now, I chose the Brooklyn Silver for a couple reasons. I actually wanted the orange initially, but the orange, they changed the surface of the exterior surface of a few of their boards. The orange used to have this like heathered fabric look, which I thought looked really great, and they changed it to like, it almost looks like a marbled finish. I was not as big of a fan of the exterior fabric. The Brooklyn Silver, however, still retains that kind of heathered fabric material, which I really like. I'll hopefully get an up-close shot of that in a moment for you to see. So ultimately I decided on this, whereas I'd had my eyes on the orange initially, and ultimately I'm very happy because I love the color scheme. Now, the exterior, this is padded. Like you can feel there's like some fabric padding foam or something underneath here, so you can kind of push into it. This is susceptible to like denting, so like if you leave this up against like a hard surface, a fingernail, or like the edge of a bookshelf or something like that, if you like press into it, it will leave a mark. I feel like most of mine that I've accidentally made have like buffed out. You can like rub them out, they'll eventually leave, but just keep that in mind. This is not straight hard wood. This has got some sort of padding on the edges. Now, the fit and finish on this is excellent. Probably the best of all the boards I have. There's no, I don't think, machine like made components in here. I think it's all assembled by a person, and you can tell that there's a lot of attention to detail into how they fold and glue the material over. And overall, it feels like a handmade product, which is really great. The handle on top, thick leather, really great. Two big clasps right here, and then the latches are a round design. They're very, I don't know, they like affirmatively lock into place, which is really nice. A good locking mechanism, and they stay up really well. So let me zoom the camera in, put it overhead. You can see the material up close. We'll talk about the play surface, the checkers, the cups, and my experience using this board. Okay, so zooming in on the Crisloid board here, you can see that fabric finish. It's a really awesome, seems like very durable finish. I absolutely love it. It was ultimately the deciding factor for me in going with this color over the orange. Now, popping the board open, I guess I could undo the latches. That would be helpful. You can see that beautiful cork surface, red and white points on this model, white leather dice cups, huge consideration for me, and then red and white checkers, which we'll get to in a moment. Now, I actually remembered to bring the tape measure over this time so we can get some measurements on this board. You're looking at 20.5 inches, 20 and a half, just about in the length. And then width open is 30 inches and a quarter. So just over 30 for the wood frame itself, not including the handles and the latch. Now, again, craftsmanship is excellent. There's really not an error anywhere in how they hooked up these seams. Everything is perfect. It looks excellent. There's no glue residue that I can see. There's no misshapen edges or improperly cut corners. Everything looks just beautiful. Play surface, cork. We're gonna do some rolls here of the dice in a second, but one of the great things about cork is that checkers just slide beautifully on it, and when the dice hit it, the sound is magical. I love the configuration of the side tray on this board. The checkers with the 555, I like that. I know some people don't. Talking to Alex, one of the other backgammon YouTubers, he said he prefers them all in a line because it makes more sense bearing off. I think this just looks really nice, and I'm a fan of this layout. Doubling cube, dice in the center. Doubling cube, I really wanted this dice cube. I was hoping they'd send it. I know everyone sometimes gets different dice cubes when you order from Crisloid. It seems to be like, you know, whatever they're making recently, but I love this red and black with this blocky font on it. Looks really great, and having that up in the tray before anyone's offered the cube with the Crisloid cursive logo right there just looks beautiful. The dice, I believe they make their dice. Someone from Crisloid may have to correct me. They look like they match the checkers. They're a marbled finish on the red, regular white here. Again, the pips, just like my Wycliffe Brothers board, no divots, paint chips, missing paint, no rough edges, improperly shaped corners. They're not precision dice, but they're probably as close as you can get without being precision dice. So here's a little roll of those dice on the surface. You can hear that that's a little bit sharper, higher pitched of a sound than a felt board. Ooh, but I absolutely love it. And they just tumble and they spin. It really is just a completely new experience. And I try in my backgammon collection to get novelty. I like different manufacturers, different materials. And this, every time I break it out, people are like, ooh, like they like it. So that's the dice. That's the surface. The points are, I think, applied. Like you can just barely feel the rim of these. I've never seen anyone complain about these like peeling off. So I don't know what process they use to like adhere them down into the cork, but I don't see these like peeling at any point. The cups, I love the cups. Thick, real leather. Like I smell these. When I first opened the board, it just smelled like a new car, and they're really, really gorgeous. Inside is a plastic material with like ridges on it. It's like a ribbed cup, and the dice are really randomized in there. There's not a triplet per se. I guess you could say that when they fold the leather over, there is a rim between the plastic inside and the leather. So I think that counts as a triplet. And they've got this kind of folded over design, really stable on the surface. They're not going to tip or anything like that. Nice wide cup. Kind of feels like an old like Yahtzee cup that I had, but the materials are just excellent. Okay. But then let's get to my favorite part, the checkers. I know that they pour their own checkers in their factory, and these are just gorgeous. These are the red. They look like big candies, like Starburst or something. Like I just want to eat them. They're very thick, very rounded edges, extremely smooth, and they just slide like little hover pads. Will hovercraft across this board. I mean, it's beautiful. They're almost like little air hockey pucks. You can kind of see them bouncing off the cork there. Absolutely love them. Marbled finish, very beautiful, and the white as well. They're like kind of clear, clear and white. You can see through the marbling in some points, and I really like them. Now, if it's at all humid or anything, or when these were new especially, these kind of stick together a little bit, you know what I mean? I mean, they break off super easy. They're not sticky per se, but I think they're just such a tight fit in there, and the material is so flat that they get a little suction or something against each other. Once you're playing a game, it doesn't matter, but if it sits for a while, they do stick together a little bit. You can see right there. So let me set this board up, and we can do a few rolls and just talk about, actually, I like my red over on this side, and we can just talk about my experience using this board. I think you guys are getting a feel for what I think of this board already. but we'll do a few rolls. We can have everyone deconstruct my backgammon play. I usually only do 2 rolls per color so that I don't show too much of my lack of skill. Who wants to be my coach? That's what I need. All right, so we'll put white cups over here. We'll do the red on this side, and we'll give red a roll first. Oh, double 6s. That's great. We're just gonna say that, I mean, I know we didn't really do an opening roll here, but we'll take double 6s. Nice thing about flat checkers, if a dice ends up on it, it's not really cocked. So I think a lot of people, if you've got flat checkers like this, they'll just play dice on the checkers. I actually am a bigger fan of finger dish, but these are such high quality that I don't mind playing flat with these. 6 and 2. Dang, we really kind of messed up any 6s besides this here, and then maybe start splitting the back. Yeah. Okay, backgammon experts, tell me in the comments. 4 and 5. Let's see here. Maybe bring the 4. Maybe hit because it's early and he's unprotected in his home board. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, double 2s. 2. Maybe come down here. Block him on the way out. Or do we and then move into 5 point? Or do we start establishing in the home? I don't know. You guys aren't here for strategy though. So overall impressions of this board, if you can't tell, I absolutely love it. The craftsmanship is unmatched. The fact that you can get this, I think it's $350 even. And with shipping, I think I paid $370 to get this to me, or maybe it's $330 plus 40 shipping to get it to me. Regardless, under $4. Comparing that to my Wycliffe Brothers, my Artgammon came in right around $4. What else do I have that's around $3? My Minopus was like $230. So this is, I don't know. I don't think you're getting more bored than this at $350, $370. The Wycliffe Brothers are right around that price, and it's going to come down to, do you want the metal checkers with a felt surface, or do you want the cork surface with the handmade resin checkers? I think when it comes down to sheer artistry, sheer quality of the materials, this is going to win out over the Wycliffe for me. Just, you can tell that the wood is nicer, it's thicker, the padding, the material on the edges, the checkers feel exceptional. And really do I have a downside on this board? I really don't. My only downside is that Crisloid changed the color of the orange so that I couldn't order orange, but I have no regrets because I love this color scheme, and it's just an excellent board. There's a reason people love Crisloid. This is gonna last for years and years and years, and it'd be something I could pass down to a kid in the future. So hopefully this was helpful. So there you go. That is the Crisloid Brooklyn Silver Tournament board. I absolutely love this. Probably number 1 or 2 in my collection. It's a joy to play on. The checkers are an absolute treat. The leather cups, I still like smell them to this day because they just are so great. And the cork surface is, I don't know, it just feels so vintage and so luxurious, and I absolutely love it. So I highly recommend this board. It's a favorite for me. They're very accessible price-wise. They're a great company to work with. And hopefully, if you want to pick one up, this video helped you decide to do that. So I would appreciate you subscribing if you haven't yet. I've got more videos coming in the future, in perpetuity, as long as I'm collecting boards, and I'd love to share more about them with you. If you have not already liked the video, that helps the algorithm, helps this content get out to more people, and leave a comment with your favorite backgammon board or a board that you would like me to review in the future. Thank you so much for watching today, and hopefully I'll see you next time.